Yeah. We live in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? Just letting some things off our chest. Got your boy Justin Shabazz and
Dirt, McGirt.
what you like? Start it off.
First of all, I want formally introduce myself. First of all, they call me Dirt, Sucio Rojo in Spanish, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Alabama. You know, I'm on the topics of, first of all, the deportation of the father that was separated from his, with ICE separating the father from his children and his family from over here. For one thing, I hear a lot of people saying that, you know, June 5th with is over with now, that we should have stayed in. And
Protest.
a lot of us did. We stayed in, and I'm quite sure everybody stayed in. And I look at life like for every action is a reaction. I don't feel like that was just a mere statement that was being made, and it wasn't just being made for some people out of content and out of character. You know, I'm quite sure they got their reasons for feeling like that. But to me, you know, I feel like it was a setup because at the end of the day, everybody didn't vote for Trump. You know, everybody that voted for Kamala Harris, vote didn't matter no way because it didn't even reach the ballot. So regardless if she'd have won or not, she still wouldn't have got the seat. So we're looking at it now like our Mexican brothers that's been over here for years, that's done migrated into the families over here now, that's got children, that's grandchildren, they're ours now. Like, that's family now. You know what I mean? When have you not stood with family? You know what I'm saying? Like, these people don't work just as well as we have over here. Blood, sweat, and tears, and guess what? They done took lesser pay and still made ends meet for their families. All of them wasn't out here gang banging or criminals and stuff. And the ones that did raise their children right can't help the lifestyle that they took on, just like the ones that we raised. We can't help it. They turn out to be criminals or whatever. You know, we just do the best that we can. But you mean to tell me out of all the presidents that we done had sit down, one decides to take upon himself to tear America apart? How's you making America great again by tearing the families apart that's over here? I don't understand that. And it's the barbaric thing I see with the children as well. Like, if you're gonna separate them from a country that they grew up in, but you're gonna take the families and destroy them too, you're gonna separate them, and by the time their children get back to their family, what type of state of mind is these children in? You know?
Yeah. Let me interject. Got a good point. But I gotta have another side view, you know what I'm saying, for the polarity, yin and yang. You're right. To me, it almost looked like Trump, they trying to make it back into the Jim Crow era or back to segregation days. Remember, slavery days when they took black people from their home, it ain't that much different now what they're doing, right? Just a different form. But in a sense, it's good and it helps to get the weed out. There is the criminals that's in them communities.
Criminals all over.
Of course, but I'm saying it is, you know, wasn't the one dude that burned a lady up in New York City in the subway station? Wasn't he born? You know what I'm saying? So, but he was just happy to get 3 hots in the cot because he didn't want to go back to his country.
I don't know what the people be thinking. Like, Hollywood don't got actors. Like the government don't got actors. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, the immigrants get over here. First of all, when they first got over here, you couldn't hardly hear nothing about them. They were trying to find somewhere to stay. Right. You know what I mean? Work and stuff like that. They was trying to be accepted. Now all of a sudden, they raping people. They in the neighborhoods jogging at night. You know what I'm saying? Doing all this obscene shit. You know what I mean? And you know, maybe they was and maybe they wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was somebody acting like them. You know what I'm saying? Because the government has done been playing so many tricks with us now that we come to find out that half of the people that they was looking for weren't even looking for the things that they said they had did, but for the things that they were trying to find out that they knew. You know what I mean? So how did that make sense?
Yeah. How did that make sense? The government does a lot of things and tricks. At the end of the day, you know, they don't really care for everyone. Don't, you know, get it confused. Government is only for the rich and elite. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, I want to touch upon is this pros and cons. You know what I'm saying? It's positive, negative. You got the immigrants. Some of them that's really been here, that put in the blood, sweat, and tears, that deserve. You know what I'm saying? That deserve the real recognition of hard work and a piece of the pie. They you know what I'm saying, deserve to stay and you know what I'm saying, pardon us. They deserve to stay and you know, get a piece of American pie. I'm talking about mom's perspective is the ones who cause chaos and confusion and crime. You know what I'm saying? Those the ones that I think he was trying to weed out. I don't know.
What he need to weed out is the ones that's really causing the confusion in America. Right. The ones that's teaching this history. You know,
the domestic terrorists right here. He said,
I feel like history is not history, but manipulation and hidden fear. You teaching hidden fear. Right. You teaching the black child how to fear, but you're doing it subliminally. Okay. Instead of you teaching them a history, you teaching them every year that they was raped, they was beaten, they was burned, right. They was treated as nothing, and they only is considered half of a man. When you're like, I don't really think that it's upon the young generation today the joy that it takes for them to sit back and watch the baddies. You know, back in the days, that was what you call gladiators, wasn't it? Mandingos, you know. Jim Crow and William Lynch call it How to Make a Slave. You know?
Okay, or just
now you got all these females that don't know one another from Adam, Eve, or whatever you want to call it, man. But you can see them get on these shows, man, and they try to kill one another. I'm talking about, you talking about somebody, how in the hell is a race a nationality going to stand? I ain't gonna say a race, it's only one race, the human race. How's a nationality or people gonna stand when the only thing somebody got to wave in front of you is something shiny or some paper? And you would disfigure your brother or your sister while they will sit out there and put this money up there. Anything, get in touch with them. Anything, get in touch with them.
All right, they got my phone. You think they got my phone?
Yeah.
They do? All right, I got you.
But you have to make sure that you know what you're teaching your children, because for so long I've been sitting back and I've been wondering, like, why is it so important for them to teach history? And it dawned on me that history is not even history.
It's a part of manipulation.
History is a programming of fear.
It's like religion. Break it down.
It's a programming
religion
of
the same
fear.
way.
You think you got a child going to school and at an early age they're teaching you black history, and what you're learning in black history that, hey, this white man raped your ancestors, and not only did they do that, they made them do what they wanted to do. And this little child looking at this and they looking like, man, you're not gonna make me do shit. And he's not gonna be able to grow mentally because he got hate in his heart, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They can stop you from growing.
Indeed. But it's images they put. Think about it. That's why I also say religion is part of this control and manipulation and brainwashing, because if they could put an image showing you that God, the creator, the high breed, you know, supreme being, this force, if they could put an image and show you he's a white man, psychologically, a kid automatically, or a person automatically thinking, okay, I gotta bow down to this white man, no matter what he say or do, he's always right. That's part of the programming and controlling and brainwashing. You know what I'm saying? With schools and all that. It's a system. Right? You feel me?
No longer can you tell a child they go to police and they running. They don't care now because this generation above of them stop running from the police. You know what I mean? They don't care about going to jail. So the children don't run from the police.
Right.
You know, the children don't run from the police no more. They play with the police now. Right. They don't fear authority.
Like bumper cars. They play bumper cars.
And it's like,
with the kid boys.
You look at the youth today and you say, well, they bad and they out of control. They might be, but if they had control and structure, they will be something ready for the future. But see, right now they're running renegades right now. They without structure. But listen, once they get structure,
organized. That's the key.
They already,
Black
they
people,
already semi-organized because they know what to do and they know how to do it and they know where to go and how to do things. They just don't have structure.
Direction.
Once these young men get structure about themselves and see that it ain't all about, because they already know how to get money, they already know how to save up and go on trips, they already know how to get the bling and stuff like that. If you can save up and get you a $30,000 chain, you can save up and get you a $30,100 mansion, or you can go buy you a fucking couple of fleets of cars and turn around and start selling them you and your friends. If you had a mind to monopolize instead of a mind to destroy.
Where we go wrong, being that we the elders, we consider, generation whatever, but we had the children 20 years ago. Where do we go wrong then with the children? With the system.
We were wrong with the children, trying to teach our children what our people taught us and we couldn't live by it ourselves. If somebody hit you, you turn your cheek to them. That's the way they lived back in those days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard for you to sit back these days and turn your cheek to somebody and let them hit that cheek when your jaws is broke on this side. You know what I mean? Being serious might sound funny to you, but you're going to start protecting your face then better than what you did last time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it goes back to how people look at correction and where do correction come from.
Right.
In order for you to keep an organization and to keep your country going, if your country is built on penitentiaries, prisons, boys' homes, and jails and institutions, then you got to take the free will away from home first. And see, that's where that come from. Once you take that free will away from home first, that correction is gone. That means that child can grow up to be a fucking renegade. And that means what? That your jail institutions.
Right. If they don't know how to acknowledge authority, that's where it starts at too. These kids feel they don't have to acknowledge authority because they know when they say, "Oh, you're not my mom, you're not my dad," right? And then when it comes to moms and dads, I remember my daughter told me one time, I was ready to get it in with her, and she pissed me off, and she gonna say security, like they gonna help her. And I'm like, security can't help you when I see your ass at home. But at the end of the day, what it is they don't have to acknowledge authority because they removed that with the state. The parents disciplining their children. Once the state came with CPS and all this extra bullshit, that's what changed the game. And men can't even, discipline their children anymore. They really moved them out the home with Section 8. When they was paying these women bills, paying their rent, giving them jobs and nice houses and cars. It's like, we don't need no man no more.
When you bring that shit up about Section 8,
yeah, it's all designed.
And I think about how Trump came in and he said that we're gonna take people off Section 8 and we're gonna bring up this and we're gonna take people off Section 8. We're gonna take the gender things out of the bathrooms and the schools and stuff. Okay, the thing that you're doing, you're trickulating and manipulating the people because you're saying the good things that you're gonna do, but the bad things that you're doing is devastating because everybody on Section 8 ain't on Section 8 because they on that second off of the system. Some people need it. Like some of the people that's on Social Security and disability and stuff, these old people that you're talking about putting out and you're talking about doing this with just because they able to get around and stuff like this. Listen here. I don't know how long, I was about to say something, but I had to catch myself. I don't know how long that the United States is going to go along with changing the rules every time that they break them. Yeah, like it's got to be something that stays solid. Right. Now you're going to sit back and throw up on TV all just catch us out the blue and say, we're segregated. You can't hit us with something that we never been out of. Yeah. Like we never been out of segregation.
Jim Crow. Every day we face with racism and discrimination.
It was just the people that y'all had brainwashed thinking that they was free. You know what I'm saying? Right. I just didn't.
We got to go to another one, man. We've been dragging this topic on for a minute.
Run it out.
So we're going to talk about next. So this is something else I heard. I don't know, let me ask you what your take on it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the different perspectives. That's why, you know what I'm saying? You got yin and yang, polarity, you know what I'm saying? Positive, negative, whatever, it's a balance. But our perspective of topics. What you think about, somebody tell me about Trump said he's not surprised he might even try to run for a third term. And I'm like, there's only possibly one way he can do that, and that's if right before he's supposed to get out of office, he starts a war that leads over his term. That's the only way he can go into a third. But at the end of the day, well, is he trying to already say what he's going to do, or is what's going on here?
Like you said with Biden, it wasn't no lead, it was a continuation of power. So they can continue with all they want to. It's a different law they just brought in. It's like they playing this game and all of a sudden, bring out your secret weapon, continuation. So no longer is a president. So that's when they said Trump might be the last president because everything else is going to be continued. You know what I mean? So he can
his
continue.
policies, his procedures, his everything.
So when they said Trump, the Simpson predicted that Trump was going to be there to 2008 or whatever.
Right.
Trump might do that, but that'll bury Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Might be a botched death, maybe some fake shit.
Avino, you know what I'm saying? One of them. It might be a Trump that's there. It might not be him. Then you sitting up there picking at Biden, he might cash out before Biden do. You know, not trying to hold no bad look on nobody, but I'm just saying, Trump health ain't that good.
It's crazy how they pop him in the ear.
Man, I'm like this with him. If you shoot from that far away and you can shoot somebody in the ear, it's supposed to have been tomato juice everywhere.
They just gave him a warning shot.
It wasn't no warning shot, bro. It wasn't no warning shot. It ain't no warning shot when you got the shot at a president. What you mean? I ain't never seen that.
He had the straight.
They didn't get Kennedy this shot.
I believe that's an inside job. I believe they wanted to snipe Trump. They just missed.
Out of all the presidents, Trump just had to do that to make it seem like he was victorious and it made him.
Or he was like a warrior. So he put his head in the air. Like those
Who gets shot at and they got to hold you back? Cause you
looking
you about to look out, run out there and look for who shot you. Nigga, I would have dived off into everybody behind me.
Did you see his guards? The Secret Service jumped out of the door, whatever shit. The nigga stopped, dropped, and rolled.
Somebody shot him with a pellet.
It's crazy though. Nah, but what else is going on today, man? Or going on in the news? We can go back to the hip hop scene. A lot of people like hip hop. We talking about Boosie. You know, he got into an accident. And he said he wasn't driving. They showed the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm connected to the
YouTube. I won't go back to Boosie. Let's go back to what's the lady name that they just unalive?
Angie Stone.
Angie Stone.
Oh yeah, I made a video about it. I've been Phil. Check my channel, Justin Shabazz. Subscribe, please. I talked about that on there. How as soon as she exposed that they owed her millions of dollars, she died mysteriously a month later, and it was just the way it died. All these holes in the stories. Just really, because they said she died in the car, in the van, whatever. She didn't actually even die in there. They said a lady, Siren Road seen her and got her out, whatever, and a back truck came to get her after that. So she actually died out in the car. So, well, who know? You know what I'm saying? There's so many stories, so many holes.
I'm like,
where the people who was in there with her?
There's a whole lot of nobodies around here. Because how did this lady say that she helped her up out of the
she got a TikTok video, a white lady.
For her to get hit by a truck, just like the people said.
She was there.
You mean to tell me? Yeah, you mean to tell me that the white lady lived through the whole thing and she got you out of the truck just for this dude to drive over and hit you? I would have jumped on that white lady back and we would have rolled that truck out together.
But what if 18 wheelers hit you? It's
we ain't going like that.
Spaghetti sauce. That back, that 18 wheelers.
She must have got pushed there.
Right. Just like they say, the rumor was he got shot. Okay, Martin Luther King got shot. Remember, killed in Alabama, whatever, or Tennessee, wherever he was, and he died. He actually was alive. They say he died in the hospital. He got suffocated. So it'd be a lot of stuff that we don't, we hear about. It don't be the full story. They leave out certain parts. You feel me? What you feel about that?
I think it's more of a conspiracy.
He got suffocated. He was alive, bro.
Martin Luther King. Bro, let me tell you something.
Hospital, he got suffocated.
I'm going to tell you something like this right here. A lot of people don't understand about riding in an ambulance. First of all, an ambulance is not a part of the hospital.
Right.
They're not a part of the hospital. They got contracts with the hospital. Right. I'm telling you something. I'm telling you something I know firsthand from
I already know. You
almost dying in an ambulance before. I'm going to tell you what the doctor said.
Right.
And that's when I started asking questions after I came out. When I got to this hospital,
right,
Enterprise, Alabama.
So you was
I was conscious.
Right.
When the doctor walked on the ambulance, the first thing he told the medic was, he said, no, he said, we're not going to accept him. He said, because we don't want this death on our hospital. So he's telling this guy, he's telling this doctor, he says, he's not going to make it to Dothan, man. He said, listen, we're not going to sign for him here. Because if we sign for him here, then if he die here, it's going to make the hospital look bad. Ain't nobody going to want to come here. Right. So it wouldn't have been a lawsuit. It was just it made me think, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go from Enterprise, Alabama to Dothan. You know, it was just the grace of God that I made it over there. But they took me over there because it was a better hospital. But Enterprise, Alabama, a lot of people don't be dying or nothing like that. Enterprise just want to accept you because they ain't got the people there to take you. Right. That know what they're doing, and they scared to have a bad reputation on their hospital when they could have had the time to save your life or something like that. If you in a rescue squad or something like that, and you go into Enterprise, if you make it there and they get you up in there, 9 times out of 10, if you get dropped off there, it's over for you. It's over. I wouldn't go to Enterprise if I was you because I was literally conscious.
Hopefully, I with a man
with his thumb in my artery and this.
Oh, because just hold you the whole time.
Yeah, bro, this dude got his thumb down in my artery, right. And he's telling this doctor like, "Listen, this guy's not gonna make it." He said, "Well, listen, we're not gonna accept it here because he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it, and we're not gonna have that death." I'm like, you're telling me in front of this dude that I'm gonna die. I'm about to show you. I got to pull through now. Shit, I got to pull through. And it's like when I pull through, I start asking questions about the ambulance and stuff. You know what? Sometimes people could make it, but when they be calling around to the hospitals that they can take you to, they be rejecting you. Yeah. And people be wondering, like, why is they going like this? Why is they going like this? Why they won't get into the hospital? Because they got to find a hospital that will accept you. Exactly. I promise you, a lot of people don't know that. You better ask around and find out which is the best ambulance for you. These ghetto ambulances is going to take you to a hospital and just bust up in there like, yo,
I ain't got to go to no hospital no time soon. Yeah. By the grace of God, definitely. We're gonna move on, you know what I'm saying, to the next topic. We're gonna break down. So what you feel? What about your boy, how you feel about Young Scooter? They say he's running for the boys. He in the trap house. I did a video about this, 2 videos. He was in the trap house and the bitch called the boys. And that's another thing. Watch out for them sneaky, grimy bitches when they don't fucking, they want to tear you down. When they want to tear you down, they want to destroy you. They'll do some shit like this. She called the boys and said that she was being abused. No, the lady was in there being abused, bleeding. She said the baby was involved. They got guns in the house, all kind of crazy shit.
I believe that when he said
had the boys run in there. Let me tell the viewers stories. Had the boys run in there real quick, and the boys ran in there. And end of the day, people in the back ran, and one dude that ran was Young Scooter. One came back, they said. So the other dude that ran was Young Scooter. He ran and hopped 2 fences. The second fence, he done fell and caught his leg in the main artery, and they said he died later in the hospital. It's just a fishy story.
What was he running for?
Running for the boy. He was in a trap house, probably. It was his birthday, too. He didn't want to be sitting downtown. He didn't want to be sitting in the county. You know what I'm saying? His birthday, he's like, fuck it, come on. Run! Like Jadakiss said in that song. Motherfucking Ghostface. Run!
It's just the way that Hollywood
39, it wasn't 40.
That people can't see that Hollywood is converting. And it was said a long time ago before all of this stuff started happening that Hollywood was tired of the old way and they was about to start, converting. A lot of the people that was in Hollywood, I was looking at YouTube and they wasn't going along with the stuff that Hollywood was trying to bring out.
And that's why they was being alive.
Hollywood started getting rid of their actors. You know what I'm saying? Right. Y'all old saying you got the old actors saying like, yo, we're not comfortable with doing this. And you bringing this guy on the set, it's like you being replaced. Like you're soon gonna be the Tonight Show, David Letterman show.
Right.
You soon gonna be in a band with old CD tapes and stuff like that. You of the past now, and a lot of people couldn't accept it. You know what I mean?
It's how Tom Brady took him a while before he had accepted. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is. We're gonna have to come back with a part 2 because you know what I'm saying, we're getting short in time right now, but appreciate everybody checking out the channel. We're gonna be doing a podcast at the end of the day. My boy, Dirk McGirt, like I said, he said earlier, Just Shabazz, and we're gonna be talking about different topics. Like, subscribe to the channel, comment, let us know if you want us to talk about different topics, feel about the podcast. Of course, I'll let y'all know. It's called Exposed in Peace.